Talk, shop, pop, movies.
Ahoy there, this is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. If you're a convicted cinephile yourself, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. On my channel, I like to talk, shop, and pop open, that is, movies and physical media. And our good friend, Mr. Tim Talks Talk, he says, issued a challenge out to, well, all of us, essentially, to create your dream 4K box set that consists of 5 movies that are not yet on 4K. So it took way too long for me to even think of something I wanted to do for this. And then suddenly this morning, as I was driving my kid to school, it popped in my head for absolutely no reason, like usual. Without further ado, let's get into my dream 4K box set. Other ones I've watched, people have done actors, genres, things of that nature. I decided to go with one of my all-time favorite directors, because director sets should be a thing more often. The problem with these is, rights issues, blah, 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 blah. So I went with the love of my life, not really, David Fincher, who has made so many amazing movies. So many. They're all amazing. Even Alien 3, to a lesser extent. And the only film of his that I'm pretty sure is on 4K is Social Network, which I love with a passion, and it is in the Columbia Classics Volume 2 set. Panic Room, which I almost grabbed to put in this, but it's one of my lesser favorite Finchers. That's a weird thing to say. Was rumored to come out on 4K like a year ago. Still hasn't happened. So I'm going to assume that is happening, so I'm not including it here. I also didn't include The Game, since there is a boutique Criterion release, and that could eventually get a 4K Criterion. And Mank from Netflix was also rumored to get a 4K Criterion, so I'm not including that as well. I'm including his other 5 films, which I like more than any of the ones I just mentioned, with the possible exception of Social Network. They really need 4Ks. These 5 movies are masterpieces in their own genres, which are more or less all thrillers, to an extent at least. David Fincher does the serial killer thriller drama based on a true story mashup better than like anybody. And I'm very excited for his new movie coming out, even though I doubt it'll touch any of these. So, in chronological order, let's go through all these. These are all on Blu-ray. A lot of them have been on Blu-ray for too long and definitely need the upgrade. First, of course, 7. How is 7 not at 4K? Honestly, out of all of these, this is the one that should have had a 4K like 3 or 4 years ago. I do love my Digipack, even though it's busted to shit up here. But 7 is an amazing movie. It's one of those that, if you've seen it, more or less, you'll love it. 7 needs a 4K. The character in the film that is the city itself would look and sound amazing in 4K with the constant rain and the darkness and the shadows and all that fun stuff. You could probably assume where I'm going from here. The second one, a movie I didn't really like the first time I saw it, and eventually I just fell in love with it. Fight Club. 10th Anniversary Edition. This movie is now, 24 years old? Maybe next year it'll finally get a 25-year anniversary 4K. But Fight Club desperately needs a 4K as well. He has very gritty, dark movies, and gritty, dark things often look cool in 4K. And next, possibly my favorite of his films, and also my favorite artwork on any non-boutique release, I'll just put it that way, is the true story of the Zodiac Killer in Zodiac. Look at I'm sure everyone here watching has seen this at least, or owns it already, but this is like the most brilliant packaging I've ever seen for something that's not like an Arrow release or something like that. 2-disc director's cut version, obviously include both versions in the 4K, because you can. Zodiac, like I said, is my favorite David Fincher film. It's either that or Social Network. They're like, depending on the mood I'm in, but I usually lean towards Zodiac because I just love the crime thriller true story aspect of it. And it has John Carroll Lynch. Who doesn't love him? Next, I have Very underrated Fincher movie, it seems like. His follow-up to Social Network, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, really, really screwed out of getting nominated for Best Picture that year. Somehow Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close got nominated instead of it, regardless of this having 5 other nominations, and winning Best Editing. This won Best Editing. Movies that don't get movies don't usually win Best Editing that aren't nominated for Best Picture, especially nowadays. So it's a weird thing. And please make the box set nice, like this. Nice, big, thick boy. Criterion should just do all this. They've already got at least one of his films, and they're working on a second. Make it happen, Criterion. Criterion 4K box set of David Fincher's. Fifth, last but not least, another one that got the shaft at the Academy Awards. They just don't like David Fincher for the most part. Gone Girl, arguably Ben Affleck's finest work, I would say. Rosamund Pike, brilliant in this movie. This movie and this movie both should have won Best Actress. Just saying. Great adaptation of a great novel that, once again, was sadly not nominated at the Oscars. That would be one hell of a 4K box set, I would say. Hopefully no one's already done this. I've watched a lot of these videos. I don't think I missed someone doing a David Fincher one. Please, Criterion, you would do it well. Do a 4K David Fincher 5-film collection with Seven, Fight Club, Zodiac, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and Gone Girl. And then I would pre-order that faster than Extraterrestrial Visitors. That's how much I would want that. And that's saying something. So what do you think? Would you buy this day one? Would you pre-order it the second they announced it from whoever releases it? I don't know. I don't care. Make it happen. Don't even release it in a box set. Just put these movies on 4K. Regardless. They deserve it. They are 90s and 2000s masterpieces, all of them, in my opinion. So give love to David Fincher. Once again, my name is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. Thanks again, Tim, for doing this challenge, and everyone for participating in it. I'm like the last one, so go everybody but me on that part. And to give a shameless self-plug, I did finally, after like a year of almost doing it, create a TeePublic store for my channel. The link is on my Instagram, I believe. Just go to TeePublic, look for Convicted Cinephile. It's there. I think I have 8 shirt designs up now. Most of them are just my logo-based things. I have a Collectors Club one. It's a mashup of all 4 of our logos put together. And I'm working on more. I might do a new one for every single episode we do with our names on it, fun stuff like that. So keep your eyes peeled. Go get yourself a Collectors Club pin or a satchel or some tapestries. That's an option for some reason. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.